Another winter storm taking aim at central and eastern Kentucky. We'll time the arrival, show you what it may bring coming up.
People across Boyle County work to stay ahead of this morning's snow.
Salt trucks have been out since the early hours, but driving is still proving dangerous in many parts of the bluegrass.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening to you. Today was just the beginning. A winter storm watch is already out for most of our region for another round of snow.
And that'll be on top of today's storm that dumped several inches of snow on much of the bluegrass. Our first alert, severe weather day coverage begins with WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Yeah, guys, a lot of areas this morning, 2 to 4 inches of snow. In some cases, we picked up 5 and 6 inches into parts of southern Kentucky. What we're focusing on now, though, as you mentioned, is that next winter storm that we've been talking about for a while. It comes in tomorrow night into Friday and early Saturday. Winter storm watch is out for just about the entire state of Kentucky, except just a few counties here into the northern parts of the area. This actually extends from near Memphis through Kentucky, through southern Ohio, West Virginia, toward the nation's capital, where blizzard watches have been issued for some. Friday into Saturday, here's what we're worried about. It's snow, and it could begin as a little bit of ice, though I'm now leaning more toward the snowy scenario as opposed to any icy scenario across central and eastern Kentucky. That's always a good thing. Road conditions will likely have a very high impact with that. Also watching the possibility for winds that may be 30 to 40 miles per hour. Temperatures will come down after the storm passes. Not a bitterly cold storm by any means. What we're left with after this morning's action is a little light snow across southeastern Kentucky. That is scooting on away. Those snows that caused the travel issues earlier in the day now crossing the mountains into parts of the nation's capital. That stuff gets on out of town. We focus on the storm that is already coming together now across the plain states, where you see the spin, the little comma-looking cloud cover across the plains into Texas. That's a sign, guys, of a storm that is getting ready to really blow up and get its act together. And that's the winter storm that will blast Kentucky as we go into Friday. We'll update this snowfall map when I get back in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Chris. People across the state are digging out from this winter storm today and getting ready for that next one.
In Danville, the fire chief called in extra help to deal with the storm, but firefighters ended up helping the city in a much different way. Sean Moody begins our WKYT First Alert Weather Team coverage in Boyle County.
People here in Danville said they knew they couldn't dodge this forever. The first big snow of the season is here, and for the most part, it went pretty smoothly.
When the snow blew in today, the people of Danville were ready. Danville Fire Department Chief Ken Flug wasn't taking chances.
We have an extra crew running what we call bird dog into one of our other trucks, so we don't have to have our large engines get out unless we have to.
Turns out the drivers were on their game. Flug said they didn't get called to any injury wrecks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Rodman King just moved to Danville from snow country.
Between Rochester and Syracuse, about 2 hours away east of Buffalo.
He got into town without any trouble, but he had some advice for others he saw slipping around a bit.
But I did see some people who needed to adjust their braking and stuff and kind of sliding a little bit.
Since the fire department's big trucks didn't have much to do, firefighters did a test run of a new tool.
It's a 6-wheel drive. We've not had it hung up anywhere. I don't think it can get hung up. It just goes and goes.
They got this Polaris donated a few years back, and after last year's snow, Flug decided to put a snow blade on it.
I saw that it was starting to accumulate more than what I thought. I said, let's get that thing out.
No fires to fight or wrecks to respond to. The firefighters got city sidewalks and parking lots cleared in style.
Now, of course, there's more snow not too far off from now. Whether people here want it or not, they say they'll be ready. In Boyle County, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Dispatchers said they were not aware of any serious wrecks out in the county either.
Salt trucks have been treating the road since the early morning hours, but driving is still dangerous in parts of the bluegrass, including around the state capitol. Our First Alert Weather Team coverage continues with Mark Barber now from Frankfort.
While drivers are seeing some improvement to main roads here in Frankfort, like Versailles Road, because these streets are no longer covered with snow, the driving lanes are still very slushy and very slippery.
It's kind of slushy and stuff. There's slick and sliding some around it.
The most serious crashes in Franklin County happened on I-64 this morning when several drivers slid off the slick interstate.
I just seen a lot of them in the ditch.
Main roads in Frankfort are a slushy mess, so many drivers, like Glenn Wright, are taking their time. Wright is not traveling by himself. He's driving patients to their dialysis treatments.
We're going to make every effort to try to get them in if we can.
He says he's taking it slow because he's already seen just how much traffic trouble can happen on these slippery streets.
People slipping and sliding everywhere. Like I say, the main thing is stopping in front of people and taking off on hills and stuff like that.
The concern for many drivers isn't so much the snow that's already on the ground, it's what's going to happen next. There are worries that a lot of the melted snow could possibly refreeze onto the roads overnight. And then there's also that possibility of the next big storm hitting Frankfort on Friday. That's expected to bring even more snow than drivers are seeing today. In Franklin County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Well, the good news, dispatchers say no one was hurt in any of the crashes.
Slick roads might have been a factor in a crash that shut down part of Interstate 71 today. A semi flipped this morning in Henry County near Campbellsburg between mile marker 34 and 36. No word yet on the condition of that driver. That stretch of I-71 has since reopened.
The winter storm gave thousands of students a snow day, but not at the University of Kentucky. It was business as usual today on campus, which rarely closes due to snow. Students we talked to say the snow on the roads and sidewalks made it challenging to get to class on time.
It's been hectic, you know. We've slipped about 8 times, slid about 2 inches. We about fell. I'm cold. You figured everybody's out today, and they're like, UK is going to be the only one. Let's go, guys. You know, I was late to sociology this morning. My professor was late. I skipped half classes today because I couldn't get to them.
While UK was open all day, Eastern Kentucky University in Richmond stayed open for much of the day and then decided to close early. It canceled all classes after 4 p.m. Stay on top of the snow and the traffic with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. You can download it for free in the app or Google Play stores. The daughter of a man hit and killed by a police officer has now filed a wrongful death suit. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Lincoln County. Howard Robbins died in the crash while traveling on US 150 in January of last year. State police say Stanford police officer Travis Richardson was speeding when he hit Robbins. Richardson was fired from his job in September. The Advocate Messenger reports Richardson, the police chief, the mayor, along with the city of Stanford, are all named in that suit. In Whitley County, the sheriff's department is warning about a new phone scam hitting the area. According to the release, the scam involves people claiming to be with the U.S. Treasury Department. They threaten lawsuits or arrest while requesting personal and financial information. The release explains that a real representative of the IRS never asked for credit card, debit card, or prepaid card information over the phone. If you know or think that you owe taxes, you should hang up and contact the IRS.
And it's not just Whitley County. Yesterday was the first day of the tax filing season, and scammers are trying to take advantage of taxpayers all over the country. The biggest phone fraud in IRS history is growing. Now the government is launching a new campaign to fight back.
The IRS is calling me? Is this for real?
The Treasury Department issued this public service announcement to warn taxpayers about phone scammers who claim to be IRS agents.
Hang up on fraud. They're just ruthless criminals, and they really don't care about people. They don't care about anything other than trying to intimidate you into paying them money.
North Carolina Pastor Al Cadenhead told us last year he was so scared he couldn't think straight. It started with this threatening call.
Delay in calling us back might end up into a legal mess for you.
He did call back.
She was informing me that they were filing a warrant for my arrest.
So over the next 7 hours, he made multiple withdrawals from his bank and sent the money to the IRS impersonators with prepaid debit cards. The total, $16,000. And Cadenhead is far from alone. In March of last year, about 366,000 people had been called by the scammers, and now it's more than 900,000. And the total amount of money stolen has grown from $15 million to more than $26 million.
What should tip people off that this is a scam?
The tip-off is if you don't pay immediately, you're going to go to jail. That is the tip-off. The IRS will never make a telephone call like that.
So it bears repeating. Again, if you do get a call like that one, the IRS says you should just hang up. Authorities say the scam began in India, but it's so profitable it has spread to copycats all over the world.
Someone has claimed the final $1 million prize from last week's Powerball drawing in Hazard. That's next on WKYT News at 5:30.
I'm Bill Bryant. Political leaders keep a close eye on the weather, knowing they are being watched. Are more business groups warming up to Donald Trump? And the Bevin administration names a travel and tourism commissioner. The bottom line is ahead.
And it's all eyes on our next winter storm that is already coming together across the Plain States. We'll track that into central and eastern Kentucky and show you how it may bring significant snows just ahead.
For all your hearth and grill needs, shop barnhillchimney.com.
It's the grand opening of the Southern Motion Gallery at Burke Furniture. Southern Motion is the industry leader in power motion furniture, featuring the adjustable power head and footrest. The grand opening of the Southern Motion Gallery. Just one more reason you're gonna love Burke Furniture.
If you've been injured in an automobile accident, don't give a written or recorded statement until you speak to us. Visit forthepeople.com. Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
Welcome.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? So today you're going to choose a mobile office. You can choose this Chevy Silverado, which offers built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi, or you can choose this Ford F-150, which doesn't offer Wi-Fi. But to make up for it, we added a trailer, a satellite antenna, and Dolores.
Hey, fellas.
What? So which one do you want?
I'd pick the Chevy. Definitely.
Or get this dependable Silverado All-Star Edition with a total value of $7,250. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
Regain your bathing independence with One Day Bath by America's Window. Our walk-in tubs provide a safe and secure bathing experience with a low step-in and easy access. Hydrotherapy soothes muscles and improves circulation. Your walk-in tub can be installed in your existing bath space in as little as 1 day. Take advantage of our Winter Wonderland sale and get 60% off labor on your new walk-in tub with 100% financing and low monthly payments. Call right now.
Did your family set a goal to become healthier in the new year? One family did and lost 300 pounds at Ageless. Bruce lost 92 pounds, Adam lost 64 pounds, and Catherine lost 151 pounds. For a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution, call Ageless today for our free consultation.
The Big Blue Nation destination is Paul Miller.
It's time to get into the new. Trade up to a new Ford from Paul Miller. Save with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $2,000 trade assist. New 2016 Ford Fusions as low as $16,990. New 2016 Ford Escapes as low as $17,990. And new 2016 Ford F-150s as low as $23,990.
Point, click, drive. PaulMillerFord.com.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. WKYT.
It's the grand opening of the Southern Motion Gallery at Burke Furniture. Southern Motion is the industry leader in power motion furniture, featuring the adjustable power head and footrest. The grand opening of the Southern Motion Gallery. Just one more reason you're gonna love Burke Furniture.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
It is a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. It's a severe weather week. This will roll through Saturday. At this point, we may just keep it on rolling for a little while. It's a very active winter pattern that we have going on. Defender Radar Network showing much better conditions across central and eastern Kentucky as of now. Road conditions, though, still are slippery in spots. I'll give you a live look around Lexington right now, and we are seeing with a little ride along how on South Ashland, I believe, where we are, roads are still a little slushy, and where you see the slush, guess what's going to happen here momentarily? As the sun is now setting, I know we didn't have sun, but we had some of the rays trying to sneak through the clouds, you're going to see everything icing up again. We've got teams that are on the way coming up later on tonight, so that is going to mean a lot of refreezing with that slush that you see on area roads. And I imagine a lot of roads across central and eastern Kentucky look exactly like that, if not a little worse. Snow into southeastern Kentucky finally getting on out of town. Mountain snows across the Appalachians. Now let's focus on storm number 2. 2 to 4 inches on the ground most areas. Winter storm watch. This winter storm will likely deliver a lot more snow than what we had today. We may triple and in some cases quadruple some of the numbers out there today. Winter storm watch is out for late Thursday night through Friday and through the day on Saturday. For all the counties that are shaded in the blue, it does not include far northern Kentucky. I could see you getting in on that. Let's go into late Thursday night, Friday morning. Precipitation initially comes in as a wintry mix of snow, sleet, freezing rain, maybe a little Plano rain for a while. Could be significant icing across southern Kentucky for about a 2-hour window. Then as we go into Friday, most areas quickly will transition over to snow. Look at the wind. Winds are going to crank 30, 35 miles an hour, if not a little greater. By Friday evening and Friday night, now the snows are coming at us from the northeast. That low pressure cranking up across the mid-Atlantic states going to throw snow back into central and eastern Kentucky right on into Saturday morning. A setup like this is one of the ways you can really maximize snow totals. So the very first call for snowfall, and we're still just a little over 36 hours away. I'm going to massage these numbers, update the totals coming up as we go through the evening, certainly again tomorrow as we get fresh data in. But right now, I'm looking at all the available data. I'm looking at the forecast that we have out, and I'm going, okay, we're in pretty good shape as of now. We'll see if that data changes coming up later tonight. This is a widespread, significant snowstorm for central and eastern Kentucky as it stands right now. Hour by hour forecast. We timed the snows in here late Thursday night. Most of your Thursday, we are in pretty good shape. Clouds around. Then we go toward tomorrow night. Watch that mess begin to crank across southern Kentucky, lifts its way to the north. Notice how everything is coming at us from the southeast. Now all of a sudden we've got this calm ahead of snow that is stuck in place. We go through Friday night. The returns are now coming in from the northeast. That's with that storm that is wrapping up across the eastern seaboard. So you get the snow that comes at you from southwest to northeast. Then all of a sudden you get the return flow around that area of low pressure with snows that will crank up through the day on Saturday, at least the first part of the day. And by the afternoon, we will begin to shut down the snow machine. Several inches of snow, a good likelihood, along with 30 miles per hour for wind gusts, if not greater than that. And with a fresh snowpack likely on the ground Saturday night, temperatures can head close to zero into much of central and eastern Kentucky. That's a pretty wild-looking storm, guys.
That's a wind that's going to just cut right through you.
It really is, and we may be talking about something we don't talk about too often around here, blowing and drifting snow.
Yeah. A blizzard?
That's a possibility. Blizzard warnings are out, or watches are out already for our nation's capital, parts of Virginia. Will we actually meet blizzard criteria around here? May come up just a little short of that, but how about blizzard-like conditions? For some. Yeah.
Sounds like we're going to give it our best effort either way, right?
Friday looks ugly.
Chris, thank you.
Live look at Lexington rush hour traffic and real time right now. You can see not a whole lot of red to deal with, but it looks like outbound Nicholasville Road approaching Lexington Green, slow there, and on Harrodsburg Road coming up on the Circle. Now the collision I-75 has been cleared, so southbound toward the Claysbury Bridge, toward Madison County, looks good. Drive times to Paris, no major issues. A little heavier than usual on Versailles Road and into Georgetown. Now back to you in the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. With winter settling into the bluegrass, all eyes are on state and local officials on how they're preparing for the cold weather.
Bill Bryant has that and more in today's Bottom Line.
Good evening. Winter weather is obviously taking hold. Political leaders know it can be a make-it-or-break-it time for them. Are the roads clear? Are emergency responders arriving in a timely way? Governor Matt Bevin said during his campaign that he would be at his best in an emergency situation because of his military background and ability to delegate responsibilities within a team. His predecessor, former Governor Steve Beshear, often got high marks for high visibility and a calm demeanor during several natural disasters that hit during his 8 years in office. Locally, Lexington Mayor Jim Gray says the city has substantially ramped up its ability to remove snow and deal with tough weather, including agreements with more private contractors that could get its real test over the next few days. A report says Governor Bevin is scheduled to be in New Hampshire Saturday and speak at the Republican Party's first in the nation presidential town hall. The union leader reports most of the GOP presidential candidates are set to speak. Former Red Sox pitcher Curt Schilling is also scheduled to be at the event in Nashua. Former vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin and current Republican frontrunner Donald Trump campaigned in Iowa and Oklahoma today. Palin's endorsement of Trump is seen as a blow to Texas Senator Ted Cruz in the caucus state of Iowa. And TheHill.com reported this afternoon that more business-oriented Republican donors are coming around to the notion of Trump as the party's nominee. Trump has rejected major donations so far. The new commissioner of the Kentucky Department of Travel and Tourism is Kristen Branscombe. In her new job, Branscombe will promote Kentucky tourism, which a report shows is a $13 billion a year sector that employs nearly 180,000 people. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Someone has claimed the final $1 million prize sold in Kentucky from last week's historic Powerball drawing. The player, who wishes to remain anonymous, presented the ticket yesterday at the lottery headquarters in Louisville. Kentucky had 3 tickets, each worth $1 million in the $1.6 billion drawing. A single mom bought one in northern Kentucky, and a group of Paducah Head Start teachers and employees had the other one.
Well, Kentucky has 2 games coming up tomorrow night.
Well, that's right. The men are in action early. The women take the court late, both on the road. John Calipari takes his team into Arkansas, where over the years, wins have not come easy. Stay with us. Sports is next.
You know, we're looking for maybe a rideshare driver. The backseat of a taxi cab is often like a confessional. Sinners must be punished.
Actions have consequences.
It's time for you to join the others.
New Criminal Minds, then.
She was my patient.
Time of death, 2:41 a.m.
Code Black after Criminal Minds. New CBS tonight.
The bathroom is one of the most dangerous places in the home, so call One Day Bath by America's Window for a safe and secure way to bathe with a new walk-in tub. During our Winter Wonderland sale, get big savings with 60% off labor on your new walk-in tub. These savings are only for a limited time, so act now. Visit us at our showroom here in Lexington at 1190 East New Circle Road and browse 14 baths and showers on display. Regain your bathing independence with a new walk-in tub. With a low step-in, you have easy access, and the grab bar provides extra support. You can enjoy a hydrotherapy warm water massage with just a touch of a button, or check out new easy access showers installed in as little as 1 day. And remember, during our Winter Wonderland sale, get 60% off labor on your new walk-in tub with 100% financing and low monthly payments. Call now for your new walk-in tub and these big savings. Call 1-800-861-4153.
Lexington Furniture's winter clearance sale has been extended through this Saturday. Many items throughout the store are priced below cost for this special sales event. Save on quality furniture and accessories from brand names such as C.R. Lane, Hancock & Moore, Stanley, Henredon, Bernhardt, and many others. Add the finishing touches to your home and save during Lexington Furniture's winter clearance sale. Sale ends this Saturday. Lexington Furniture. It's furniture you'll love to live with.
CareSource Just For Me gives you low premiums and low copays. Switch to or enroll in CareSource before the January 31st deadline. CareSourceJustForMe.com.
After you're injured at work, a lot of times the insurance company will attempt to call you, take statements. Don't speak to them until you speak with an experienced workers' compensation attorney.
The insurance company will attempt to settle your case for pennies on the dollar. Before you talk to the insurance company, call us first.
Our job is to make sure you get all the money you deserve.
Call Morgan, Collins, and Yeast. 1-800-55-WILDCAT.
Known for our small town feel and big city care, we have been saving patients money for 30 years. When you need medical imaging, tell your doctor you have a choice. Call and compare prices. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI.
Looking to fall in love this Valentine's Day? Fall in love with summer at the Kentucky Sport Boat and Recreation Show. Shop the latest boats, RVs, and motorsports. Visit the Kentucky Sport Boat and Recreation Show, brought to you by Lee's Ford Marina.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you, like WKYT on Facebook.
If the Cats are going to be a good team and come back and win the SEC title, they are going to have to find a way to win on the road. And the next chance comes up tomorrow night at Arkansas. The Cats have won all 3 home games in the conference. They've lost 2 out of 3 that they've played on the road, including last weekend at Auburn. With another young team, they're hopefully starting to find out what it takes.
When you go to Alabama and it's sold out, when you go to Auburn, it's sold out. This game's a complete sellout at Arkansas with another T-shirt giveaway. They understand now. The teams are excited to play Kentucky. They're excited to play us. But we have to have more excitement and more energy to them, especially going into their building.
We're going in, trying to win every game, but so is the other team, and they're coming out, harder and throwing the first punches at us, and where it seems like we're just never ready for, the start of the games, and we just got to be consistent with our play and find a way to get better every day.
Well, Mike Anderson's Razorbacks are just 9-8 on the year, but like Kentucky, sit at 3-2 in the SEC. Since the Hogs came into the league, Kentucky and Arkansas have had some spirited games. Anderson is counting on that again.
They're coming off of a loss. We're coming off a loss, so we're going to get their best shot. I know that, and hopefully we're going to give them our best shot as well. It's when the Hogs and the Cats play, it's always a tremendous basketball game, and I expect nothing less on Thursday.
Tomorrow night in Fayetteville, they hook up. You can see it at 7 o'clock on ESPN. UK women's coach Matthew Mitchell says his team is turning it over too much. His Cats travel to Ole Miss tomorrow night. Over the past 5 games, the Wildcats are averaging nearly 20 turnovers a game. The coach wants his guards, Janae Thompson and Michaela Epps, to cut back on trying to make spectacular plays.
We're all going to make mistakes, but those kids, Janae and Michaela, need to make like 2 or less a game. They don't need to make 7 turnovers in a game or 5 turnovers. They're just too good of players and too experienced to have those kind of mental lapses.
So after the men's game, you can switch over to the SEC network. Women's action tip-off is set for 9 o'clock. In the next half hour, Scal LaBissiere on what he finds it like playing on the road. We'll be right back.